I discussed the character Gretel a fair bit in the past. I even made a few live streams devoted to her. But now, let's talk about her progress a bit. She's at an earlier stage of development than Winifred or Olga, so this video will focus on her artwork and overall design. Of course, I actually did a few prototype versions of this character in 2D Fighter Maker quite some time ago, so I will demonstrate a few concepts using that version. Gretel is the kind of character that can shift between two different styles of play. She can fire projectiles from across the screen to keep opponents away, but she can also get close and force you into lethal set play after a single good read. In other words, she's meant to reward careful planning instead of constant aggression. To briefly summarize this character's story, she works in an antique shop. After finding an ancient book with some strange text, she becomes the mortal vessel of the goddess Freya. Gretel is then dragged into a conflict with Julia the Wraith, though she'd rather just stay home and read. Gretel's most notable weakness is her speed. She is quite slow, not just in terms of movement, but some of her special moves are designed to have high startup. She has to complete a full magical incantation before casting her powerful D-button special moves. Kaminari no shinji ga tai hodo no iryoku. Toru! This isn't really a problem after a hard knockdown, but it limits what she can do in other situations. The trade-off is that once she activates her level 3 super, Folkvang, all of her D specials become much faster. Of course, she can still charge them for an even more powerful effect. Similar to Olga and Winifred, I mapped out her move designs, voice lines, and animation in advance. In fact, this character often poses her magic staff, then various magical effects are released, so she doesn't need many intricate body poses for her special moves, as the spell effects are the focus. Interestingly enough, Gretel is actually one of the first characters I conceived. Many years ago, I had the idea for her, but she was completely different. Originally, the character was a male superhero that had to call his allies for help while charging his transformation belt. The concept of her last sorcery, Folkvang, originates from that, where the hero character would transform and temporarily use all of his power without restriction. She's not ready for implementation yet, but as mentioned in a previous episode, she is planned to be one of the demo characters. I'm looking forward to showing more of Gretel as development continues. In our next episode, we'll talk about Amina. Gretel-chan, 気をつけてね。